Hello, Marietta here. Welcome back to my channel. I just want to, before I get started, I always love to say thank you to all my subscribers. I thank y'all for being here. All my new subscribers, I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining. So many of y'all watching, but you have not joined the family yet. Please come on in and join the family. We uplift, motivate, and inspire. And all my day ones, y'all know how I feel about y'all. Now, with that being said, today I want to talk about sometimes you got to go through a lot of wrongs to get to what's right. Going through a lot of wrongs just to get to what's right. I know a lot of times we as a people, we want to see things and we want to see things before we believe that things are happening for our good. There's a lot of things that happen in the back of the scenes of everything that you go through that you may not see how that thing is going to unfold or how it's going to come to fruition. But trust and believe there are some good things that come out of things that don't look right, things that don't seem to be done the way they should be done, or you may not be able to see exactly how that thing is going to get worked out, but somehow it begins to work out for your good. Let me give you an example. I'm going to paraphrase something right quick. I was reminded of the story of Mary and Joseph. I remember when Mary and Joseph was so in love. Mary and Joseph was about to be married. I'm just paraphrasing this now. I could see them planning a wedding. I could see them all excited. I could see them about ready to invite all their friends. They done told everybody in the village or in the town that they were in that they were about ready to get married. Y'all stay with me now. I'm taking you someplace. So this happy couple is about ready to get married. And everything is looking good for them right now. But just imagine for a minute that an angel comes and tells Mary that she's going to be pregnant. Just paraphrase this thing, right? She's going to be pregnant. She don't know what in the world she's going to do or how she's going to do it, but the angel come and tell her that she's going to be pregnant. So that means when we think about this thing, you just think about how a woman and a man get pregnant. Who is she going to lay up with? Who is she going to connect herself with? This is what the world going to say when they hear about this thing. The first thing they're going to say is she done been cheating on Joseph. She done laid up with somebody. She don't know that the angel of the Lord came and told her that the Lord was going to use her womb, her very virgin womb. He needed a virgin to carry the Messiah because he wanted to make sure she was pure. So he's going to use a virgin to carry the Messiah. So she's going to carry the very thing that's going to save the world. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But yet and still, let's go backwards. Now, she got to let Joseph know that she's going to carry the Messiah. Of course, Joseph ain't taking this very well. Any man today, if you come and tell him that you're pregnant and you're supposed to be his wife and he feels as though that you're a virgin, now you telling him you're pregnant, first thing he going to think is you done went laid up with somebody, you done cheated on him. The whole town going to call you a scorned woman. They're going to say you ain't no good, you're a liar, you're a cheat. You're a stoner. Take her before the Lord and stone her. They're going to treat her just like she was garbage. Now, I'm paraphrasing this. Y'all know how y'all do in the world. Y'all jump to conclusions and y'all start throwing stones at people and you start putting your mouth on people in situations, not knowing sometimes things that are wrong can work out for your good. But in the midst of Mary doing this, the angel had to go and speak to Joseph in order to calm him down, to let him know that this was God. This was all good and it was all God and that she was carrying the Messiah. Okay, let's fast forward on. So now she's pregnant with the Messiah and now all of a sudden, baby Jesus is born. Let's just get on over there to it. Baby Jesus is born. Now, look what good came out of that, not knowing that Mary was going to have to go through a lot of wrong before she got to the good, because people had judged her. People had put their mouth on her. People had mistreated her. People had counted her out. And I'm sure Joseph felt so bad before he knew what the truth was, but something good came out of that wrong. So we got to understand that when the word says that everything works together for the good of them that love the Lord, you got to even think about the fact that there are some things that's going to go wrong in your life before you see the right in them. There are some things that are going to go wrong in your life before you see anything good that may come out of it. But know that everything works together for the good of them that love the Lord. We go through a lot of things in this life that we may not believe they should be going the way they're going, even the way the world is today, with what's happening in the world today. These tariffs, all these jobs laying off, the way our food chain looks, the way the Social Security, the housing, and all these things look. We don't know exactly how this thing truly is going to play out. So we got to stay positive. We got to stay in a place of knowing that we serve a God and know that everything works for good of them for the good of them that love the Lord. So I'm going to take it and say, let's just stay prayerful. Let's just stay prayerful and stand on the word of God that there's something good going to come out of this. And even though we don't see it, it looks bad right now, and we don't know how God is going to work this thing out. We don't know how it's going to play out. All we know is that it looks bad, and we're taking the rough side of it, and we done got on the rough side of the mountain. It seemed like we done got stuck there. We don't see no joy. We don't see no peace. I was out and about this morning. As I was moving, I had to pray for the people silently in my van because I didn't see not a smiling face. I did not see not one face that had no joy in it as the people were moving around the land. It's a shame how we done just forgot all about the goodness of the Lord and how good God is and how he has a tendency of changing things around. We get in our feelings so bad when things don't look the way we want them to look. We get in our feelings so bad when things don't feel the way we think they ought to feel. But what do you think about Joseph and Mary? How do you think they felt in the beginning of knowing that their whole wedding plan was turned upside down? That they had a plan, but God had a purpose. How do you think they felt in the beginning, though, knowing that the people that were right around them did not trust them, or did know that? How about Mary, even knowing that Joseph did not? She felt as though Joseph wasn't trusting her. So Joseph, in order to calm him down, it's hard for you to trust what you can't see. We get that. We understand that. So this is where we are right now in the world. It's hard for us to trust what we can't see. But I want to uplift you, encourage you, and motivate you this morning, this afternoon, tonight, whatever time you're watching this, is to stay hopeful, stay prayerful, stay prayed up in this season. Continue to move according to God's purpose for your life. Don't throw in the towel. Know that God is working behind the scenes. This is where he says in his word that without faith, you cannot please him. You got to be able to have faith and trust in the God that you serve. You say all the time that you're going to trust him. So we got to trust him. We're in a place now where we got to trust him. And I see exactly God's hand moving in the midst. Why? Because there's some things that's going on that may have to look wrong before they actually look right. So therefore, instead of you being upset, instead of you walking around sad, instead of you walking around with no peace, no joy, no happiness, you mad at the world, you all upset because of what you don't know and what you don't see, or how things are going to turn out, or how your situation looks right now. Sometimes it's got to look wrong in order for it to get right. But believe that everything works together for the good of those that love the Lord and that are called according to his purpose. So you got to put yourself in a position to trust God. That's just what you got to do. And if you've ever been through anything and you didn't know how that thing was going to work out, but you still had to move every single day, you had to wake up to find some way to get through the day, some way to handle that situation. But the way the world is today, if y'all move around, look at the people that are moving towards you. It seems like they're moving like zombies. It seems like they've lost all hope. And it's just so sad to see that people have given up. They have truly given up. And when I don't see the light in their face and I don't see the peace, the joy, the happiness operating in the land, it makes me so sad. Why? Because this is a faith walk. This is a faith walk. We got to be able to walk by faith and not by sight, because everything is not for you to see. Some things have to happen behind the scenes. Some things have to happen where you have to just trust God. That's it. You just have to trust him. You have to trust that he is working in the midst. I really believe that he's working in the midst. I have read and I've seen so many things that I went through in my own life that I did not know how they were going to turn out. I didn't know how I was going to get through a lot of things. I didn't know how God was going to bring me out of so many things, from homelessness, from get me off my sick bed, from my finances being destroyed. I did not see how God was going to do these things. But yet and still, God did it and he worked it out, and I'm still here. And you're still here. You're still here to be able to tell the story. You may not have everything you want, but if you truly look around, you got what you need. You got everything you need to be able to make it from one day to the next, because you're still here. So when we start thinking about what we don't have, we start thinking about the things we don't see, we start complaining about the things that we don't understand, and we don't know how that thing is going to work out. We don't see how God is going to get us out of this situation that we feel that we're in the world today, because it looks real bad. It does. It looks real bad. It looks like we're not going to make it. It looks like we're going to really hit some real hard times. It looks like we're about ready to hit rock bottom. I mean, how many times have you ever heard people say they never want to come to America? I've never heard so many people as I've heard in this last year of 2025, the beginning of 2025, people are now saying they do not want to come to America. And that saddens me, because people used to love to come to America. America was the happy place. America was the place to be. Anytime people wanted to take a vacation, or they wanted to go rebuild their life, or they wanted to go see as they say, see some prosperity in their life, and they wanted to be able to go see how people actually live and live well somewhere else, they were coming to America. They wanted to come to America. Now people are running from America. People that are here don't even want to be here. People that have been born and raised here are disgusted with what's going on in America. We have never been a land that people hated to come to or hated to even think about or have a conversation about. So yes, it does sadden you to feel that you're living in a place now where you don't know if you're going to end up having to leave your own country to go have a better life, or be able to stay right where you are and enjoy what America has always had to give. It's always been the land of the free. It's always been the land of the brave. It's always been that place to be. And I too have been born and raised here. I couldn't imagine living nowhere else. I couldn't imagine not being able to stay where I was born and raised and be able to enjoy the rest of my life out right here in a beautiful, peaceful way. I mean, we got so many beautiful beaches here. America has so much to offer. We have so much to offer, but yet and still, we're going down this rabbit hole and people don't understand what's at the end of it. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Well, all I can encourage you to do is wait and see. Trust God. Trust God. Just trust Him. I dare you to trust Him in this one. Trust Him, because you ain't got no other choice but to trust Him. Figure out a way that you can still be happy in the midst. Figure out a way that you can still keep your peace, keep your joy, keep a smile on your face. Stay hopeful. Stay prayed up. This is where you're really going to need to keep your mind on Jesus, because if you focus on what's happening in the world so much, you're really going to lose touch with reality. You're going to lose touch with what's really going on. You truly are. Because of the fact that it's not designed. What's going on right now is not designed to make you happy. What's going on right now is not designed to make you feel good. What's going on right now is not designed for you to win. And it looks just like that. But guess what? I know who can help you win. I know who can make you feel like you don't know who. I know who done already won. I know who done already won. And I come to tell you it's Jesus. Jesus has already won this battle. We don't have to sit here and fight amongst each other. We don't have to continue to go back and forth with what's going on in the world today. All I encourage you to do is continue to keep loving your family, continue to keep building your life the best way you know how. Get up and go to work, to whatever job you still have. If you're not laid off, and so you are laid off, then start looking for something else. Look at it like it's time to change. Look at it like there's something better coming down the tunnel. Down the road. So what else can you really do? What else can you really do? You got to put yourself in a position where you got to still live a healthy life and not put a bunch of thorns in your body to make you sick, because when you continue to keep worrying and frustration and anxiety, depression, those things are nothing but going to make you sick. So I'm going to continue to enjoy my life. I'm going to continue to keep smiling. I'm going to continue to keep being uplifted, motivated, and inspired by whatever God has for me. And I encourage you to do the same. And if I can uplift you and inspire you and motivate you in any way, shape, or form, that's why I'm here. So to God be the glory for that. I love you. Be blessed. And continue to keep doing what you know to do. Do what you know to do now to make it through the next day. I love you. Bye-bye.